Another strategy, which you should be prepared for if you're a business owner, customers look at Facebook and Instagram as absolutely an approved place to communicate with your business. So they will message if they have an issue, or they might message if they need services. So you may, if you have customers that are already doing that, and that's not going to stop, and it might be beneficial for you. I'm not telling any business owner to work more hours, because I get it. It's like, when does my job stop and when does it start if you're a business owner? But it might be worth it for you to pay someone to kind of be on call to manage your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, whatever it is, not only to respond to comments, if somebody makes a comment, but also to respond to a Facebook message when somebody messages asking if you have availability or asking about your services, or if they had an issue, because not that I don't think customers do it as they expect an answer right away. Sometimes I remember one time I thought about something I needed hauled away. It was like 9 p.m. at night. And I was like, I need to do that. And I looked, I found somebody on Facebook, and I messaged them, what's your rate? I really did. I would have been upset if they didn't message me till the next day. I didn't expect a message at 9 p.m. at night, but the guy must have been looking at his phone, and he messaged me, and literally I had him scheduled for the next morning, and he came and 15 minutes, and I think I paid him like $150. So you can really close a lot of sales by being active through your social media. So definitely expect it is not just a outward marketing tool. Your customers will start to communicate with you through that, and you need to make sure that you're prepared for that, or whoever uses or manages your Facebook page and Instagram pages are prepared for that. Also, influencer marketing. So if you haven't heard of that, influencer marketing can mean a couple of different things. So it used to be influencer marketing was Michael Jordan on the Wheaties box, right? Or, Kobe Bryant with Nike, or, all these big kind of athletes, or, movie stars, that are endorsing a product. Well, nowadays, because we have so many people kind of creating their own content, people that have YouTube channels that are popular, people that have Instagram channels that are popular, they all are considered influencers. And there's different ways you can go about this. Sometimes they'll review a product for you. Sometimes they'll do affiliate links. So that might be something you want to look into. Obviously, you have to pay them, but it doesn't have to be that big either. Sometimes you can just look at, in your community, maybe it's another business that you want to partner with, that you want them to do, maybe they're not a competitor, maybe it's a like product, and you go together. Actually, I've seen a client here, or not a client, but a business here in town. They both are spa owners, but one of them does like injectables and things like that, and the other one does like just massages, and esthetician services, so they don't really see themselves as competitors. So they actually both went on each other's Facebook page and did a live and tagged each other, and we're talking about kind of, if you need a massage, come here. If you need injectables, come here. But they were partnering together, so each of their audiences was learning about the other business. So that is, in my opinion, still considered influencer marketing. You're using the power of another brand to influence their followers and their audience, then introducing your business and your brand to their followers. So there's definitely ways you can do that even in your local community. Personalization, again, that's why I was talking about thinking through your customers more so than just, female, 30 years old, really thinking about why they buy things, how they buy things. Because if you're using Facebook ads and Instagram ads correctly, you can really get really targeted, and you can have a couple of different ads to women that are between 30 and 40. That might be your first characteristic, but then as you kind of funnel them in, maybe you start to see, we have a lot of women that fall in the age group that use our services that are married with kids, and these are their struggles. But then we have a whole bunch that are single. Well, what's going to get them to actually take action on a post and engage with you might be a little different based on that. And now you can't monitor that much just posting on Facebook and Instagram, but when you get into the ad side, you can. So instead of running one ad that is trying to choose images and text to talk to both 30-year-olds, even though their lives are so different. You can do 2 different ads and target them to those audiences based on other characteristics other than just their age and their gender. But again, know about them is what's going to be super important. And then social commerce will increase. So what that means, social commerce means actually making the purchase through the social platform. So Facebook and Instagram already have their own stores like embedded. So you could potentially buy from Instagram or Facebook without going to the business's own website. And that's happening more and more because people nowadays, we have our PayPals connected, we have Google Pay, all of that right on our phone. So if we see an ad on Facebook or something we want, if we can click on it once and then it like auto populates our PayPal because that's an option, you know, we can make that transaction within a couple of clicks and it's done. Versus if you just say, hey, look at our new fall collection, and then I have to click on your website and then go through your website, just a number of things could happen to distract me to where I don't make that purchase. So trying to, if you're actually going to market on social and you have products and products that you want to actually, your win is a sale from your social, you may want to actually integrate and do more social commerce. So again, these are trends that are happening. Okay, so I want you to understand Facebook's algorithm and why this stuff is so important. So first off, the number one thing Facebook looks at is, or first anyway, not number one, but the first thing is inventory. So on your Facebook feed, you've got grandma, you've got your best friend, you've got, you know, your ex, you've got the business pages that you've liked, you've got your ex's new girlfriend, you've got all this stuff that you've liked over time. And people are posting and businesses are posting and they have to try and fit it in your feed. So the only way that they can do that to figure out what do we actually show this person, because over the last 10 years that Facebook's been in business, they've liked all this different stuff. They have to look at predictions and signals. So signals are what customers have engaged with your post previously. So when you post a post, you know, how many likes did you get? Did that person comment on your post? Did they share it? Did you reply to them? If it was a video, how long did that person watch it? If you both posted a video last week and the week before, and I watched all 3 of them, well, you better believe then the next time you post a video, Facebook is going to be like, we're putting that in Courtney's feed because she watched the last 3 videos for the full duration. So she definitely wants to see this video. So they look at how that your customer has interacted with you previously to try and decide if they even want to see your posts. And this isn't just you as a business, this is you as an individual. I'm sure you've noticed this before. You tend to always see, you know, Aunt Sally's post, but that high school friend that you're friends with on Facebook, you don't ever see them post anything anymore. Well, it's because you didn't interact with them. If you never interacted with them, they stopped showing in your feed. They might be posting every day. It just doesn't show up in your feed. But if you always comment on Aunt Sally's post, then her posts show up because Facebook assumes you want to see them. And then predictions, they look at that as well. And predictions is a little bit different. They don't, with predictions, they're not looking just if I have commented or interacted with you in the past. They also look at what have I done in the past with other pages? What do I typically like to look at? And that's how you get like more the suggested, or if you do ads, the higher chance that you're going to show up in someone's feed. And then they score it. So the only thing that you have control of as the business owner is signals. So predictions, you have no control over what I do on Facebook or Instagram on any other time. If I typically watch cat videos or beauty tutorials, like you can't do anything about that. What you can do is create content that I want to watch, that I want to comment on, that I want to like, that I want to engage with, so that I have more signals with you. So the more you post, the higher chance you show up in my feed. And Instagram is very similar. And this is just a little bit of a graph here. People talk or ask a lot about when do I post, when's the best time to post. I don't like speaking in generalities. This is a general of when engagement is. But if you are on your Facebook and Instagram pages, you actually get these as results or analytics of when people are engaging with you. Because again, if you have, if you're more of a high school, your audience is high school, they're probably only looking at this stuff, in the afternoon. Whereas for me as a business owner, I'm looking at it on my lunch break. So you really need to look at what's happening with your pages. But I did want to include this because there were some questions. So this is just the general rule of thumb. This too, you can look at how often your customers typically engage in these apps to decide how often you want to post. And again, you're going to have all of this. So with Facebook, suggested daily, so one time a day, because again, we don't even know if they're actually going to see it, if it's going to show up in their inventory or not in their feed. Instagram, 1 to 2 times a day. Twitter is 15 times a day is recommended. And then we get into LinkedIn once a day and Pinterest 11 a day. So now maybe you see why I say pick 1 or 2 and really hone in on that. Because if not, what do we have here? 1, 2, 18, 19. We're talking about 30 posts a day if you're trying to be active on all of these channels. So again, don't get discouraged. That isn't realistic for an individual business owner, but you can pick a couple of these. If we're looking at Facebook and Instagram, we're talking about a couple of posts a day, but really good engaging posts.